trees in the garden. Morning. In the garden, Poppy holds a small shovel, digs a nicely sized hole. Agnes holds a young sapling, gently places it into the hole. Poppy fills the soil neatly, pats it down lightly. Agnes waters it just enough. The plant stands upright. Nearby, a group of minions also starts planting. One minion digs a hole too deep, another drops the plant straight in. A third minion dumps soil in all at once. Dirt splashes everywhere. The minion's plant starts wobbling. The minions hold the plant together. It stands for a moment, a brief silence. The plant collapses with a thud. Poppy and Agnes turn back. Look at their plant, still standing strong. Then they look at the minion's plant. Agnes covers her mouth, smiling. Poppy shakes her head, smiling. Agnes hugs her teddy bear tightly and runs around, laughing happily. Suddenly, Agnes trips. The teddy slips from her hands, rolls a few times across the grass, and then falls straight into a drain. Gru runs over. Kevin, Stuart, and Bob stand behind him, crowding together and watching with worried expressions. Kevin immediately runs off to look for something. A moment later, Kevin returns with a long rope. Gru bends down and gives the rope a test pull. The rope tightens, then suddenly snaps back. Stuart can't hold on and is flung backward, rolling a few times across the grass. The Gru pauses, looks at Stuart, covered in grass and mud, and bursts out laughing. Gru steps forward, takes the rope, grips it firmly with both hands, and pulls very slowly. Finally, the teddy bear is pulled up completely. Agnes hugs the teddy tightly against her chest, smiling brightly. Minions troll the scientist. An afternoon in the laboratory, the scientist stands in front of a large machine he has just invented, looking very proud. Two minions sneak up behind him, staring at the buttons. First minion peels off the start and stop button. Labels, second minion. Sticks the labels back on, but swaps them. The minions look at each other, grin mischievously, then tiptoe away. The scientist turns back, looks at the control panel. He reads the labels, nods, presses the start button. A brief silence. The machine shakes violently. Vroom! Paper bursts out all over the room. Paper flies everywhere, covering the scientist's face. Panicking, he presses stop. The paper shoots out even harder. Paper piles up to knee height. Gru walks into the room and takes in the scene. Gru rushes over and switches off the power. The scientist emerges from the pile of paper. Glasses crooked, the two minions hide behind the machine, covering their mouths and laughing. Out-of-control balloons. The whole room is playing ball in the backyard. Bob misses a kick, and the ball rolls toward the fence. Agnes runs after it. As she bends down to pick up the ball, she notices a bunch of balloons tied nearby. Curious, Agnes grabs the balloon string and gives it a tug. A gust of wind blows in, yanking the balloons hard and making Agnes stumble. She holds on tightly. Then she's lifted completely off the ground, her feet kicking in the air. Gru turns around, startled, and runs toward her. He reaches for Agnes's legs, but slips. Agnes rises higher, drifting away from the yard. Gru runs underneath, jumps again, and manages to grab Agnes's legs. He's dragged a few steps across the grass. Minions rush in to hold on to Gru, forming a line to pull him back. The balloons shake violently. Dr. Nefario runs over and quickly ties the string to a large rock. The balloons slowly descend. Agnes gently touches the ground. The wind calms. Agnes looks at everyone and smiles. Poppy spots danger. On a warm, sunny afternoon in the garden, Agnes sat on the grass, carefully stacking her colorful building blocks. Stuart and Bob were playfully tossing a banana back and forth. Poppy stood a little ways off, watering the plants while keeping an eye on the whole yard, humming softly as she worked. Suddenly, Poppy noticed a box precariously placed up high. She tilted her head, eyes wide, watching. A gentle breeze blew, and the box wobbled. Panicked, Poppy waved to warn everyone. The box began to slide down. Stuart and Bob shouted, collided, and tumbled on the grass. Agnes froze, clutching her toys. Poppy rushed over and pulled Agnes back just in time. Crash! The box hit the ground, luckily missing everyone. Gru let out a sigh of relief, still wide-eyed from the shock. Rescuing a fallen tree. Morning on a small road. A large tree has fallen, blocking the path. Gru walks up, crossing his arms to observe. The minions stand around, pointing and chattering. Gru grabs the tree trunk with both hands and pulls. The tree doesn't budge. The minions rush in to help. They push in the wrong direction, and the tree rolls toward Gru with a thud. Gru dodges just in time, and the minions tumble into a pile. One minion gets an idea, pulls out some rope, an old wheel, and metal hooks. The group sets up a homemade pulley on a still-standing branch. Gru nods in approval. The rope is tightly tied around the tree trunk. The minions line up to pull the rope. Gru stands in front, signaling the count with his hands. Pull! Everyone pulls with all their strength. The rope stretches tight. The pulley squeaks. The tree suddenly pops upright. Success! The minions jump and cheer.
Forming a DIY band an afternoon in the backyard. Poppy sits and drinks some water. Agnes sits nearby playing with toys. One minion flips a pot upside down, uses a spoon to tap it. Clang! The minion jumps in surprise. Right arrow taps again. Clang! Clang! Another minion runs over right arrow, grabs a cardboard box, slaps the box with his hands. Thump, thump! Agnes gets curious. Arrow right, picks up an empty plastic bottle, shakes it. Rattle, rattle. The group looks at each other. Arrow right. They start playing a band. Arrow right. Everyone has different rhythm. Poppy stands up. Arrow right. Claps along to the beat. One minion keeps drumming. Arrow right. Gets more and more excited. Arrow right. Drums while dancing. Clang, clang. Dances too hard. The spoon slips out of his hand. Whoosh! The spoon hits another minion on the head. Then everyone bursts out laughing. An afternoon at the park. One minion gets tired, walking while rubbing his legs. The minion spots a stone bench, runs over quickly. On the bench is a sign, "Caution, wet paint." The minion doesn't notice. The minion plops down on the bench, stuck fast. The minion tries to stand up, won't budge. The minion wiggles a little. The bench shakes along. The other minions turn back, panic. The whole group rushes over. One minion pulls his arm, still can't get him off. Another minion pushes the bench. The bench moves with him. The stuck minion makes a twisted face. Gru runs over, surveys the scene. Gru grabs the minion firmly, pulls hard. Rippee! Minion pops free. But paint is smeared all over his back. The minion freezes. Looks at his back. Everyone looks, bursts out laughing. The minion turns around, looks at the bench. On the bench, clearly printed, the outline of a minion. The minion blushes, covers his back. Gru shakes his head. The doctor fixes the fan. Midday in the living room. The whole family sits around a small table, eating fruits. A minion eats while fanning himself because it's hot. Suddenly, the fan spins, makes a soft rrt rrt sound, then stops completely. Everyone looks up at the fan. Gru stands up and tries the switch again, but the fan doesn't move. Gru looks at the doctor. The doctor stands up, adjusts his glasses, pats his chest confidently. The doctor removes the fan cover, adjusts the wires, tightens the screws. The minion is curious, leans in close to look. The doctor turns the switch back on. A moment of silence. Boom! The fan pops. Smoke rises. Power out! The whole room goes dark. Everyone freezes. Gru steps outside, then comes back with hand fans. He hands one to each person. Agnes holds her fan, fans herself gently. The doctor looks at the hand fan, sighs, fans slowly. Rescuing the minion, stuck in the tree. A tall tree stands in the middle of the grass. A minion spots a bunch of bananas high up. Its eyes light up. The minion steps to the base of the tree, looks up, determined to climb. The minion climbs quickly. The branches shake violently. A branch partially breaks. The minion gets stuck among the branches. Hands and feet grip tightly, too scared to move. Dr. Nefario appears with an inflatable mattress. He places it under the tree, slightly off to one side. The minion on the tree trembles, looks down at the mattress, shakes its head. Agnes steps forward, a banana in her hand. Agnes raises the banana high, shakes it slightly. The minion on the tree sees it, swallows nervously, takes a deep breath. The minion lets go. Just down. The minion lands on Gru, who has just stood up. Both tumble onto the grass. The minion crawls up. Agnes steps forward, places another banana in the minion's hands. The minion's eyes light up, grins from ear to ear.
The shirt carried away. By the wind and afternoon in the yard, Agnes is hanging out laundry. The wind grows stronger. The clothes flutter wildly. Whoosh! One shirt slips off the line, flies up and gets caught on a tree branch. Agnes is startled, looks up. Two minions playing nearby run over. First minion arrow jumps and reaches for it. Too short, second minion arrow. Uses a stick to poke the shirt arrow. Whoosh! Arrow. The stick gets stuck on the branch too. Agnes goes into the shed and pulls out a ladder. She sets the ladder under the tree. The minions hold the ladder. Agnes climbs up. Agnes stretches out her hand, almost reaching the shirt. Screech! The ladder slips. Agnes loses her balance, arms flailing. The minions panic. Grab the ladder tight. The ladder shakes hard, everyone wobbling. Thud! Agnes slides down safely to the ground, sitting flat. The minions tumble on top of each other. Up above, the wind changes direction. The shirt falls down, landing right in front of Agnes. Rescuing stuck in the elevator. Gru leads Agnes, Edith, the minions, and the doctor into the elevator. The elevator begins to descend. Suddenly, the elevator shakes slightly, comes to a complete stop. Lights start blinking. Minions, eyes wide, staring at everyone, pressing all the buttons. Agnes clutches her dress, worried. Edith crosses her arms, curiously looking at the ceiling. Gru frowns, observing the situation. Doctor opens his briefcase and takes out a door-opening device. Hastily assembling, Gru steps forward, pulls at the elevator doors with all his strength. The doors don't move. Minions join in, pulling with Gru. The whole group slides backward. Agnes looks down the small gap in the doors. Agnes slips through the gap. Disappears outside suddenly. The elevator doors burst open, piles on top of each other. Silence for a few seconds. A minion peeks out first. Agnes stands outside, smiling, gives a thumbs up. The elevator doors close behind them. The group steps out, shaking their heads with a light laugh.
Edith stuck in the trash bin. Edith walks slowly at the back of the group. Her eyes dart left and right, full of mischief. She stops in front of a large trash bin. She glances around, making sure no one is watching. She climbs in. The lid immediately snaps shut. Agnes stops. She doesn't see Edith. The minions scatter, searching, looking behind benches, looking under trees. No one is there. From afar, a garbage truck appears, moving slowly, getting closer. Gru sees the truck. His eyes shift to the trash bin, the curb. He freezes. Gru runs over. The minions chase behind. Dr. Nefario steps forward. Open the control panel at the back of the truck. The lifting lever starts to operate. The lid flips open. Edith slides out. The minions stretch their arm to catch her. Edith lands safely on the ground. The minions collapse onto the ground, exhausted. The Banana Tower Building Contest. An afternoon in the backyard. Agnes and Edith stand on one side. Two minions stand opposite them. Agnes plus Edith on one team. Two minions on the other team. In front of each team is a pile of bananas. The contest begins. Team Agnes. Edith. Agnes stacks the bananas very carefully. The tower is slightly crooked, but still standing. Team Minions. The two minions stack very quickly. The banana pile grows tall. Both towers rise higher and higher. Edith sneaks over, gently pulls out one banana. The minion's tower tilts slightly. The two minions panic and fix it. One minion looks over. Right arrow spots Edith. Right arrow smirks. Slyly, right arrow. The minion sneaks back and pulls one banana from Agnes's team. Right arrow. Crash, right arrow, both towers collapse at the same time. Bananas roll all over the yard. The whole group sits on the ground in the yard, eating bananas, laughing happily.
Afternoon by the lake. The lake is calm, a light breeze blowing. The whole group is fishing along the shore. Gru sits on a chair. The minions stand behind. Peeking around curiously, the bobber twitches. Gru stares intently. The bobber sinks. Gru jerks the rod up. Nothing. Gru exhales. A minion gets impatient, pulls the rod to help Gru. The rod shakes violently. The minions crowd in to pull everyone's strains together. The rod bends to its limit. Everyone is tense, whip, pulling up. An old boot, dripping water. The whole group freezes. Agnes tilts her head, looks at the boot. One minion laughs first. The whole group bursts out laughing. Gru looks at the boot, sighs just then. The nearby bobber jerks hard. Agnes bends down, gently lifts the rod. A small fish jumps out of the water. Agnes beams, the minions gape. The fish flops wildly, falls back into the lake. Agnes looks surprised. The minions laugh uncontrollably.
A light flight, an afternoon at the park. A minion holds an umbrella, looks at the sky, smiling happily. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind. The umbrella flips inside out. The minion is lifted off the ground. Feet dangling, the minion floats low. Hands gripping the umbrella hand tightly. Other minions turn around, panic. The whole group rushes over. Grab the minion's legs. The minion gets pulled downward, but the wind still holds on. Gru runs over, adds strength from below. The whole group forms a chain, pulling the minion down. A tense moment. The wind weakens, the umbrella collapses. The minion drops gently onto grass. Thump! Everyone falls into a pile. The minion sits, rubbing his head. The other minions sigh in relief. A moment later, another breeze passes by. The umbrella lifts slightly again. The minion panics and immediately lets go of the umbrella, letting the wind carry it away. The Banana Tower Build Contest. An afternoon in the backyard. Agnes and Edith stand on one side. Two minions stand opposite them. Agnes plus Edith on one team. Two minions on the other team. In front of each team is a pile of bananas. The contest begins. Team Agnes. Edith. Agnes stacks the banana very carefully. The tower is slightly crooked, but still standing. Team Minions. The two minions stack very quickly. The banana pile grows tall. Both towers rise higher and higher. Edith sneaks over, gently pulls out one banana. The minion's tower tilts slightly. The two minions panic and fix it. One minion looks over. Right arrow spots. Edith. Right arrow. Smirks. Slyly. Right arrow. The minion sneaks back and pulls one banana from Agnes's team. Right arrow. Crash. Right arrow. Both towers collapse at the same time. Bananas roll all over the yard. The whole group sits on the ground in the yard, eating bananas, laughing happily. Rescuing a fallen tree. Mourning a small road. A large tree has fallen, blocking the path. Gru walks up, crossing his arms to observe. Minions stand around, pointing and chattering. Gru grabs the tree trunk with both hands and pulls. The tree doesn't budge. The minions rush in to help. They push in the wrong direction, and the tree rolls toward Gru with a thud. Gru dodges just in time, and the minions tumble into a pile. One minion gets an idea, pulls out some rope, an old wheel, and metal hooks. The group sets up a homemade pulley on a still-standing branch. Gru nods in approval. The rope is tightly tied around the tree trunk. The minions line up to pull the rope. Gru stands in front, signaling the count with his hands. Pull! Everyone pulls with all their strength. The rope stretches tight. The pulley squeaks. The tree suddenly pops upright. Success! The minions jump and cheer.
Rescuing a minion stuck to a magnet. The whole group walks along casually. One minion walks ahead, suddenly stops, looks down at the ground. A large magnet lies by the roadside. The minion bends down, picks it up, turns it around curiously. The magnet pulls in small metal pieces from the road. The minion is delighted. The minion keeps walking while playing with it. Brings the magnet close to everything. They pass by a metal pole along the street. Clack! The magnet snaps tightly onto the pole. The minion pulls his hand back. It won't come off. Two other minions rush over, try to pull him away. The more they pull, the more he sticks. The minion gets dragged in, hugging the pole tightly, feet dangling in the air. The whole group gathers around in a panic. Seeing this, Gru runs off to find another magnet, flips the polarity. Gru brings the magnet closer. Clack! The minion pops free from the pole. The minion falls and sits on the road, eyes spinning. Gru exhales in relief. The whole group bursts out laughing.
The great cleanup battle. Gru's house is neat and quiet. Gru steps outside and closes the door. Inside, three minions look at each other and grin mischievously. One minion opens the flower cabinet. Poof! Flour explodes, covering the house in white. Another minion pours paint onto the floor, slips and falls, leaving a long, colorful streak. The third minion eats bananas and throws the pills everywhere. Fast cuts, comedic rhythm. The house slowly turns into a battlefield. The door opens. Gru freezes. The camera pans across the chaos. Flour, paint, bananas, wrecked furniture. Gru crosses his arms, frowns, and taps foot. He points at the floor. Clean up. A minion grabs a mop and slips and falls, dragging a bucket of water along. Another minion vacuums and accidentally sucks up a banana. A minion wipes the window. The more he wipes, the blurrier it gets. The more they clean, the messier it becomes. Gru sighs and picks up a broom to demonstrate. Minions watch, then seriously copy. The house gradually becomes clean again. Rescuing a minion stuck to a magnet. The whole group walks along casually. One minion walks ahead, suddenly stops, looks down at the ground. A large magnet lies by the roadside. The minion bends down, picks it up, turns it around curiously. The magnet pulls in small metal pieces from the road. The minion is delighted. The minion keeps walking while playing with it. Brings the magnet close to everything. They pass by a metal pole along the street. Clack! The magnet snaps tightly onto the pole. The minion pulls his hand back. It won't come off. Two other minions rush over, try to pull him away. The more they pull, the more he sticks. The minion gets dragged in, keeping the pole tightly, feet dangling in the air. The whole group gathers round in a panic. Seeing this, Gru runs off to find another magnet. Flip the polarity. Gru brings the magnet closer. Clap! The minion pops free from the pole. The minion falls and sits on the road, eyes spinning. Gru exhales in relief. The whole group bursts out laughing.